Hello there. My name is Jamie Smith, aka the Batman, and I'm going to be doing a video today, and it's called Is It Just Me? And the reason behind this video is because since the pandemic I see films in a completely different light, and it's just something I really want to talk about in detail and just do a video dedicated to it, really, because so going back in time, so pre-pandemic, so before 2020, people know me in the YouTube Big Paulie community, and I was like proper hyped for this. I'd be excited for this. I'd know what was coming out, when and where. So yeah, I'd be hyped. I'm excited. Oh, I can't wait for this. Oh, I'm so hyped for this. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I've got the trailer. Oh, I'm so hyped. I can't wait. And then the pandemic hit, and obviously, as people know, I live in a care home, and obviously I was in lockdown a lot longer than other people because we had to keep everyone safe, and it was like our bubble. And obviously it was hard for me to go to the cinema because I couldn't just go to the cinema when they reopened again, because obviously we had to keep everyone safe. And I had to rely on streaming services, streaming services. I was getting my films off Amazon, HMV and stuff online. I had to do my shopping online for films. And obviously my friend very kindly was putting films on memory sticks for me, so I basically could watch the new releases, which was really appreciated because I got to see new releases which I wanted, and it helped. And that really helped a lot, because obviously I got to see new films that was coming out, even though it wasn't at the cinema. It was something which was what I wanted, and I got to see some new release, so thank you to that. And as time was going on through lockdown, it just felt like lockdown took all my excitement away for film, basically. But the one thing, or the one film that was keeping me going throughout all this pandemic, through lockdown I should say, was knowing that I was going to get to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I was so hyped for that film. I watched the trailer like 300 times. I was so hyped. And when we got that film, it was like, wow. For it, and we got, I know I said months and months in advance saying that I was going to call it a masterpiece, and it was. I know I called it months and months in advance saying that it was going to be a masterpiece, and it was. Zack Snyder's Justice League is the best film I have seen throughout this whole pandemic. I was like, wow. And then, obviously, I was watching films, streaming, and then on the 5th of June 2020, two staff from the home took me to the cinema. Two staff, so I was safe, and I went to watch, and it was my first cinema trip in 472 days, and I went to watch A Quiet Place Part 2. which I thought was a masterpiece. And then on the 9th of November 2021, I was officially allowed back out on my own, and obviously I was started to go into the cinema with my friend Sean and Sue. I had a lot of film trips with my friend Sean, and I got my cinema buddy back, and the first cinema trip we had was No Time to Die, and obviously I watched No Time to Die, and I wasn't hyped for it, but I just really wanted to watch that on the big screen, and I'm so glad I got to watch it with my friend Sean on the big screen, even though I did fall asleep in the cinema. And I'm just so glad I was able to watch that film. And as time was going on, I stopped watching film trailers. I just stopped watching film trailers because it started when Sonic 2 came out, and I thought, we got the last trailer of Sonic, and I just started it, and I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to stop and not watch this trailer, because I've got a feeling there'll be spoilers and stuff and this, and I just thought, and now I don't watch film trailers. I stopped watching film trailers. I just stopped because I was just going into a lot of films blind, and I think it's good to go into a film blind, because the first film I watched, yeah, so sorry about that. So yeah, I just stopped watching trailers because I basically wasn't getting hyped for films anymore, and I just thought, I don't need to watch the trailers, because I don't know how to describe it, but it just feels like since the pandemic, I just don't get hyped like I used to. You know what I mean? I just don't get that thrill. I just don't get that buzz anymore from film. And films are my passion in life, as people know. I love film. It's like the three best films we have had throughout all the pandemic is Zack Snyder's Justice League is 1, Top Gun Maverick 2, and Tenet is number 3. 3 perfect masterpieces. Yes, controversial opinion, but my opinion. And now I just don't get that hype. I just don't get that thrill anymore from film, and I don't know why. It just feels like since COVID, I just don't get that thrill anymore, and all the films that are coming out, nothing has me like, oh, I'm hyped, oh, I want to watch this. I just don't get that anymore, and I don't know why. I know lockdown affected my mental health and stuff, but I just don't get that thrill anymore. And it's like Halloween ends, I went in completely blind. I didn't watch a single trailer, and yes, I'm aware it got a lot of hate, but when I watched it, I absolutely loved it. So it kind of does have its benefits going into a film blind, because you don't know what's going to happen. You just don't really know next to nothing. It's like Nope. I went into Nope completely blind, and yeah, it is a good film, but I do need to watch it again. But I just don't get that thrill anymore, and it's like on a Friday night, You know, I go to my friend Sue and Sean's house, we have tea and something to eat, and then afterwards we go to the cinema and we go and watch a film, and then I'm like, even if the film's not very good, I've had great company, because, you know, it's company and it's great to go out with friends, but I just don't get that thrill anymore from film. There's a lot of films that are coming out like soon, and I just don't get that thrill anymore, and I don't know why. It's like John Wick 4. I watched John Wick 4. I wasn't hyped or anything. I just wanted to watch it. I just really want that thrill back, and I don't know why. It's hard to explain, but I just don't get that thrill anymore. I still watch films, don't get me wrong. I still review films. I still watch films. And yeah, it's like a couple of weeks ago, I watched Megan for the first time, and I kind of went in, I knew bits and bobs, but I loved it. You know, it's just going into films blind does have its perks, because you don't know what you're going to be in for, and you're like on the edge. Is it going to be good, bad? You've got a lot of mixed feelings. But now I just don't get the thrill like I used to. It's just, I don't know why. It's just, I still watch films, don't get me wrong. I love film, but I just don't get like the hype that I used to. Maybe it's because of lockdown and stuff. I just had now to be excited for, or basically it's just probably because I was that hyped for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and ever since then I've just not really had that hype level again. Or am I just overthinking the situation, or what? So for people out there in the YouTube community, if you want to do a video on this and just if you want to do a video, you're more than welcome, and just give me some feedback how to try and get me a bit more hyped for stuff. But I just don't really get hyped for film anymore like I used to. And the reason why I always enjoy film, because film to me is about enjoyment, and that is what I love from film. I want enjoyment, and that is what I want, but I just don't get that now. It's just, I still watch films, but probably not as much, and sometimes I struggle what to watch, but it just feels like I just don't get that thrill anymore. And I really want that thrill back, that rush, but I just feel like I don't get it now, and I don't know why. It's just, so yeah, I think I've kind of said that everything that I've said. If you've got any questions, just leave them in the comments or whatever, or as I said, if you want to do a video explaining this. But yeah, I know people